Sahana bhavatu Sahanau Punatu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Any questions? We've studied so far what is the drift in religion. What is the purpose of religion? To give us an understanding of what is that ultimate supreme reality. What is God? What is that indestructible, that unchangeable, that unknown power? So the whole purpose of religion is to tell us that. Now, how do we find that out? Is by going within, not by going within means by thinking for oneself, by applying oneself, not by following some ritualistic mechanical practices. Like, for instance, now we are doing the residential course. Some of y'all are joining the residential course, and I hope more of y'all will join it. But what is the purpose? It is not just that we go there and we do that schedule. It is with what application, with what engagement you do the schedule. So in the 12th chapter of the Gita, he says, knowledge is better than practice. It's a very, very surprising line. Knowledge is better than practice. How is that even possible? It's like saying you know, knowing stuff is better than actually doing anything. That can't be correct, right? But he makes this, I mean, it's a quote from the Gita, knowledge is better than practice. You can go look it up. You don't have to believe me. Chapter 12. And it's very surprising until it dawns on you, what is he trying to say? He is, as usual, decrying mechanical, ritualistic ways of doing things. Our whole life is mechanical and ritualistic. No, we only think of religion as mechanical and ritualistic, but actually everything. Why did you go to school? Why did you go to college? Why are you doing anything you're doing? How much thought is behind it? Whole thing. Why did you get married? Oh, I loved her so much. Or my parents told me to get married. Is this a good reason for doing anything? Why are you running a business? Why are you going to work? oh, I have to go to work, I have to run my business because I have to make money, I have to support my family. But why are you supporting your family? Oh, I have to support my family. But why? Why have you to support your family? Oh, do you mean we shouldn't support our family? Of course not. If you're not supporting your family, why are you not supporting your family? So, how much are we just going through life mechanically? Religion is what is supposed to give us the eyes to see. That's its role, to open our eyes, to make us understand something that we weren't even thinking of before. Now, how do you do that is when you take a thoughtful glance. This is what religion is supposed to make you take a thoughtful glance towards whatever you're doing. And when you start doing it like that, thinking for yourself, reasoning for yourself, trying to figure out things, in the knowledge dawns. You begin to see what they were saying to you in the first place. That there is more to you beyond your body, mind, and intellect. Much more.
Sound is very low. Madam, please, sound is very low.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's fine, Shankiji.
It's fine. Can you hear now? Did I make any improvement by doing this thing?
It was fine.
Oh, it was fine. Oh, okay. Maybe you need to put on headphones. That helps sometimes. Okay. So as we think more and more, as we have a thoughtful glance towards whatever is going on in this world, in our life, we begin to see the truth, which is that you yourself are much more than you thought. All those who took part in the crowdfunding, I'm happy to see that many people have come back and they feel like that. They feel, oh my God, I never thought I could do it. And the crowd, with everybody's effort, the collections are sort of going near 1 CR, which is amazing, isn't it? Just shocking thing. How is that even possible in 1 month? But it's happening. Why is it happening? How is it happening? People are working. And when people work, it dawns on them that, there is way more than I can do, I myself can do, than what I thought I could do. Amazing thing it is. Everyone is saying, oh, I didn't know I could do this. Of course, you can do this and you can do so much more. So as you start thinking, as you start engaging with the knowledge, participating in it, not just listening passively, like every Saturday, Sunday, I go and listen to a lecture and I feel so good and I go back home. Not like that. But you're engaged with it. It's becoming part of your life. It is existent in your life. You think about it, you act for it, you feel for it, you engaged with it. And then say, oh my God, I didn't even know I was capable of this. And this is just scratching the surface. Can you imagine what every single one is? Vedanta tells us you are that Supreme God Almighty. Will we one day find that out? That our power is universal, our capacities are universal, that we can do just about anything. Now, please don't misunderstand it. Doesn't mean your body can do anything. It means you can do anything. Isn't it? I mean, imagine if we really do manage to set up the Vedanta University, won't that be a miracle? Absolute miracle? How out of it, like you pluck something out of thin air. It wasn't there, the thought wasn't there, you just plucked it out of thin air. So it's an amazing thing. It's an absolutely amazing thing. And it's great that we're all doing this journey together, so you will see for yourself. You don't have to believe anybody anything. So this is where religion is to take us. And it's not just here, you see across the board, you see anyone who has been in any form of genuine religion, how much they manage to accomplish. how much their heart manages to expand and how much the discrimination flowers. You can see it for yourself, but be engaged with it. And eventually what? What? Eventually what? After all this whole thing, eventually what?
The knowledge becomes your own.
Okay, so therefore what?
You start living it.
Okay, so therefore what? Eventually what happens? After you start doing all this stuff, you're engaged with the knowledge and all. Finally, what happens?
Agitation stops.
Okay, agitation will stop way earlier in the journey.
Self-realization.
Self-realization. You realize the self, correct, Shilpa. You realize the self. You realize that you are the total unlimited. There is no limitation on you. And today we cannot even digest that idea. We say, no, I can't do this. My husband is there, my mother is there, my father is there, my children is there. I can't, I'm so incapable, I'm so this, I'm so that. You're wrong on every count. No husband, no wife, no mother, no son, no nothing. You are the illimitable. And if you find that, you will be the greatest benefit to everyone around you. Not only everyone around you, for many future generations. In India, traditionally, they say that your punya will be so good that 7 generations before and after you will be benefited. You can understand, right? You can even see that. Take Gandhi, for instance. He did some work. And the consequence of that work is now for 7 generations, all you have to say is, I'm Gandhi's grandchild, and people say, oh, wow, really? Doors will open for you. You may be an idiot in yourself, but the fact that you say you're Gandhi's grandson or great-grandson, doors will open for you. You would have seen this in your own family if there was a person of some stature. You will still be benefiting from that name, from that association. It's a very, very interesting thing. In our own family, my father-in-law used to be the chief engineer of the municipality. Just an example, okay? He was a chief engineer, and the most prominent thing about him was that he was an absolutely incorruptible chief engineer. They used to say that if his sign was on a paper, even the minister could not do anything, because if Santokh Saab had cleared the paper, everybody hands off, because it's absolutely incorruptible. Now, he retired from the municipality decades ago. He has passed away decades ago. And yet today, I can't tell you the whole long story, but we still get the benefit of that. It's an amazing thing. A little goodness in this world, as Shakespeare says, shines as a candle in a dark world. Remember, as beautifully he says, shines as a candle in this dark world. Little goodness. Now imagine if you became a realized soul. What would it be? How would it be? To be so unlimited. And that is where religion is to take us. But there's a problem. What is the problem? What is the problem?
Religion promotes the mechanical
Oh
rituals.
no, your voice is... Deepraj, did you say anything?
I said desires.
Sorry?
Desires.
Okay. Reshma, you had said something?
Yeah, that religion has become mechanical.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have to start problem of introversion, right, today?
One
Yeah.
para before that.
One para before that, we didn't finish the last one.
No.
Okay, so let's do it then. Okay, who will read? Omkar, you want to read?
Give me a second. The enlightened souls attain the supreme self by their own efforts. So must you. You may take guidance from spiritual masters, but not enslave yourself. The religious leaders in the world have virtually destroyed the growth of spirituality, especially among the youth, by forcing their own religious beliefs indiscriminately upon the masses and insisting they observe obsolete codes of conduct. Do not let yourself be influenced by their imperative commandments. Rise above such unnatural influence. Strive hard on your own to get to the spirit of religion and gain the sane knowledge of the living present rather than burying yourself in the dead past. So in this paragraph, he's talking about how people who claim to be spiritual masters are actually enslaving the masses, and it is upon us to not be influenced by their do's and don'ts, but to strive and gain the knowledge with our own efforts.
Very good. Get to the spirit of it instead of following, oh, you have to do X or you have to do Y. Don't worry about action. Worry about the thinking that goes behind the action. That is the critical part. But if somebody has to tell you, do this or don't do this, oh, wear simple clothes, or wear, I don't know, whatever rules they give, that you must pray so many times, or you must wear certain clothes, or you must, some people say grow your beard, some people say don't grow your beard. Does this, is your religiosity in your beard, for heaven's sake? Is your religiosity in your clothes? Oh, you must wear ochre robes, or you must wear white clothes. Is religion a matter of what? What is the color of the clothes? Of the length of your beard? So this has nothing to do with anything. Even the instructions, you must live this type of a life or that type of a life, you must eat this food or not eat this food. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't party. I'm not suggesting that you should smoke and drink and party. I'm not suggesting that you do it. The point is, religiosity does not exist in these things, in their doing and in their not doing. If you happen to smoke, well, you will have bad lungs. That is what will happen. So, but good lungs or bad lungs is not determining your spirituality. Most you get whatever, lung cancer. So you smoked and you got lung cancer. So it's a bad thing to smoke. Bad thing means it gives you these kind of results if you do smoke. But if you don't smoke, does that mean you're a better person? If you don't eat meat, does that mean you're a better person? How can that be? If you don't eat meat, you will have done good to the animals who you have refused to kill for no innocent animals, no fault of their own. You go around killing them. Well, it's not such a great idea. But on the other hand, if you are vegetarian, doesn't mean your heart is pure. So there are lots of rules. But the rules don't make to religiosity. We also have rules. We'll say, suppose you see me one day in a discotheque, what will you say?
We'll say you're practicing what you preach.
Oh my God. Are you saying something? I never know whether the thing is there or gone. Malti, did you say something?
Yes, I did, Janki ji. I said we will say you're practicing what you preach.
Oh, okay. All right. Then you're an exception. Most people, if they see me in a discourse like that, oh my God, you know what I saw her? She was in a discotheque. सुबह तो भगवद गीता सिखा रहे थे, शाम को तो डिस्को में जा रहे हैं.
वही तो जिंदगी है.
Well, you have to be a Vedantin to understand that your presence in or out of a discotheque has got nothing to do with your religiosity. Your presence in or outside a Bhagavad Gita class has got nothing to do with your religiosity. You could be teaching the Bhagavad Gita and be a complete idiot, a complete useless person. You could be going to the discotheque. Are there any discotheques nowadays? I don't even know. That maybe it's obsolete, or the pub, or the whatever they call these places nowadays, and be a pure person. There is no connection. So all our rules are not going to help us. Only our thinking, our application, our engagement with the knowledge is going to help us. For that, we need one word. We need what?
Application of the intellect.
What?
Application of the intellect.
Yeah, you need effort. Now, yahi to dal pakti nahi hai. Who wants to put in the effort? Nobody wants to put in effort. They say, tell us what to do and we will do it. But that's not helping. Everyone says, tell me what to do, what to do, what to do. What to do? You think about it and decide what you want to do. Don't ask your teacher what to do. Ask your teacher what is the right knowledge. Then take that knowledge, apply it to your particular situation, and decide for yourself what is the right thing to do. You are the leader of your own life. Don't say, oh, I would love to study, but my family doesn't let me study. I would love to go travel, but my family is not letting me. Don't grumble and complain. Decide if it's the right thing to do. Go ahead and do it. All this requires so much effort that everybody just gives up. It's so much easier, right? So much easier to give each other instructions. That's a very sweet boy. Okay, and he's very keen on teaching everybody what he thinks is right knowledge. And he occasionally gets in touch with me for some advice. Now, he's always asking the question, how will I teach this person and how will I teach that person? And the answer to that is, why don't you learn yourself? But if I said, why don't you learn yourself, it would be considered a rude statement. But the fact is that, right? Why are we concerned with whether other people develop? Why are we concerned in controlling their desires? How much time and effort we are spending on controlling other people's desires? Somebody wants a diamond, and then we are in shock or whatever we are and say, oh, you shouldn't want a diamond. I think you control your desires, no? Let that person deal with their own desires. Why do we have a view on whether anyone else should have a diamond? No, but why anyone else? It is my wife. She's finishing all my money. Okay, then you figure out a system by which she can have her own money to do whatever in the world she wants to do with it. Oh, my husband is drinking too much. It's his life. Let him do what he wants. Why? You control your desires. You don't worry about controlling his desires. So all the time our attention is on controlling other people's desires. Because
It requires effort to control our own.
oh no, again gone. Why does this thing go? What did you say, Reshma?
It requires effort to control our own.
Yeah. And it feels very good to tell other people that they are wrong. Because the moment I say you are wrong, it implies that
I am right.
I am right.
I am right. So it's so easy for me to become right, to become good, to become great, just by saying how bad you are. What a pity, isn't it? A human life wasted in saying how bad you are. Shloka Shastri. I think, Rajesh, that's you, right? Don't the spiritual leaders, unless it is Shloka. Shloka, are you Shloka or Rajesh?
It's me, Janki. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Don't the spiritual leaders offer a framework with guardrails, at least for beginners? Eventually, the penny will drop based on our experience. It's just a startup kit, isn't it? Yes, it's just a startup kit. Correct. The problem with the startup kit is we are not leaving the startup kit. You're right. It is a startup kit. Please start up and get going. Don't stay with it. So yes, there is a framework. That is why even in the residential, why are we doing a residential course? So that we give a certain framework. Now, once you live that framework over there, you're expected to go back to your home and then live whatever works in your particular lifestyle, putting in all the necessary aspects of it. So yes, correct. It's just a startup kit. Okay, so is it clear? Is drift in relation clear? Drift in relation is to give you knowledge of the self. What is happening is we get caught up in do's and don'ts. And getting caught up in those do's and don'ts, we forget to put in the effort where we should be putting the effort. And when we do put the effort in the right place, we do find that ultimate truth. And even if you don't find that ultimate truth, at least in stages, you begin to see how much more there is to your personality than you think there is. How much more? Why are you, like what is it, mendaka kua, sticking close in some kua, a frog living in a well, thinking this is all there is. The whole world is there outside. But people will not go inside, and that is the problem of introversion. When I say people, I mean you and I. We will not go inside because of the great problem of introversion. Drift in relation is clear. Shall we move to problem of introversion? Okay, who will read this? Rajesh, will you read?
Sure, Janki. Problem of introversion. The attractions of the world are tantalizing. Human beings, ignorant of their inner wealth, are drawn towards them. Human tendency is to be extrovert. You are unaware of your infinite power within and seek power in the external world. So are you ignorant of your infinite joy within and seek joy in the world outside. Likewise, ignoring the infinite knowledge of yourself, you seek knowledge externally. The kingdom of heaven lies within you, yet you pursue the world of precious trifles. The paradox arises from the problem of turning introvert. Rare indeed is the one who looks within oneself. Unless you look within, you will not recognize the inherent desires that veil the self, much less realize the infinite nature of yourself. So the summary of this paragraph basically lies in the last 4 sentences, where he explains the advantages of turning introvert and looking within oneself, and that's where the actual self is, and you're able to realize that accordingly, right? Rather than looking externally and basically trying to fulfill your desires in the outer world.
So what is the problem of introversion?
Introversion is seen as a weakness rather than a strength.
Summarize the paragraph, Rajesh. He started telling us what is the problem of introversion. So what is the problem of introversion?
The problem of introversion is that the external world is very tantalizing. It is extremely attractive.
Yes.
And there's a challenge in terms of looking inwards.
Very good. So that attractions of the world are tantalizing. We have a double whammy. We all have a double whammy. When you open your eyes, you look, and it's all attractive. No, you go to the mall and all, you look, all this light and all. Your eyes are just drawn to that light, that color, that form. They're tantalizing. You hear something, your ears are drawn to it. You said, put on some nice perfume. You know, people go, nice perfume, kya lagaya hai? Your nose is dragged to those fragrances. Your tongue is dragged towards whatever, burgers and donuts, I don't know, whatever in the world. It seems nice. Theplas, whatever in the world seems nice. The tongue is dragged to it. The attractions of this world are tantalizing. Tantalizing comes from the myth of Tantalus. The myth of Tantalus is that he tried his best, poor fellow, he was never able to achieve those, whatever it is he was looking for. You can look and look. Our dear delights are often such, exposed to view, but not to touch. Imagine a diabetic going to a big fat Indian wedding. And in the big fat Indian wedding is a whole shamiana of sweets. Can you imagine? That is called tantalizing. You are looking at it, you can't have it. Our dear delights are often such, exposed to view, but not to touch. Tantalizing. They're so attractive. It seems to us that if we were to have that thing, we would be so happy. Isn't it? Before we got married, we thought, if only I was to be able to marry this person, I will be so happy. And we went berserk wanting to marry that person. And we married that person. And then what happened? It's called tantalizing. How berserk we went, thinking that we should do well in our 10th standard, that we should get into a particular college, that we should have a particular job, a particular something. So carried away with that. So carried away with it. So carried away with Netflix, that you can watch Netflix all night and forget that you have to get up tomorrow morning. The objects of this world are tantalizing. They attract us futilely. And what is the reason they attract us? Why do they attract us so much? What are you cooking, Sheetal? Why do they attract us so much?
We have a desire for them.
Yeah, okay.
We are unaware of anything better than that.
Very good, Reshma. Very good, Asha. See, that's the second line. Human beings ignorant of their inner wealth are drawn towards them. We do not know what we have. Why do we go begging at the doors of sense objects, at the doors of people, at the doors of even pets? People have gone mad today. They think that, oh, you must have a pet because a pet is everything. Why did they come to pets? Because they tried husband, it didn't work. They tried children, it didn't work. Now they've gone to pets. When they get fed up with pets, they'll go to plants. You make your demands on people, on objects, on beings, and those demands are not fulfilled. So you say, I hate those objects and beings. They're useless. They don't fulfill my demands. So you try going to people who will fulfill your demands. You feel your spouse will fulfill your demand. He or she doesn't. Then you feel your children will do it. Then that is a disappointment. Then you go to your pets. Why? Because they cannot object. You can force them. And when you find that your ability to make even the pets do what you want them to do doesn't work, then you go to plants, because the poor plants they don't say anything. It's a very, very sad thing. It's really a sad thing. How much these demands play on us, and how much we are ignorant of what we are doing. So why are we making all these demands?
Because we don't know our own nature.
Because we don't know. We don't know that we are already happy. We don't know that we are already the greatest. We don't know our own glory. If you knew this, why would you go begging at somebody's door? Why, for heaven's sake? So, double whammy. What are the two problems we face?
Attracted by the outside world,
Hmm?
unaware of our infinite nature.
Yeah, so between these two, these are like the scissors chopping us. One thing is the attractions of this world are so attractive. Like a little puppy going following them. But why are you going following them even if they're attractive? So there are people who don't follow things even when they're attractive. Everybody's not running behind Aishwarya Rai, right? Everybody's not running. Why not? Those who have a better understanding of their own self, those who have more rooted in their own selves, those who have more value for their own selves, do not feel the need to beg at somebody else's door. So similarly, because we don't understand the self within, we are following like little puppies, whatever seems attractive to us. And forgetting that that is not the way this is done. Can't be done that way. It's very, very sad. Can't be done that way. Ask any person who's suffering from any ailment, and he is of the unchallenged belief that only if his ailment were to be cured, he would be a happy person. Anyone. People are suffering from terrible ailments sometimes. And they're fully convinced that if they didn't have that ailment, they would be a happy person. They don't look back on their past and say, you know, there was a time when I did not have this ailment. I was not a happy person then. They will not look back and say that. There are some people who are determined that I must marry this person alone, otherwise I'll never be a happy person. Some people have that in their education. I must get this degree. I must get this marks. Everybody is tantalized by something happening here. Nobody is able to find out where am I supposed to really be looking. Unless you look within, you will not see that, not see it at all. Okay, so clear?
Jankiji, one question.
Yeah, Bharat.
So it seems like the extrovert is doomed for life. He will knock on the door of object to object in search of happiness and not look within.
Yeah. Unless this process is interrupted with knowledge. It is the instinctive thing to do. That's why you go to knowledge. Every child will do it, right? Every child will go towards whatever is looking attractive. The child will actually go towards the fire and burn itself, unless interrupted with knowledge.
Janki ji, even I
Thank
have
you.
a question.
1 second, Sheetal. Bharat, you're okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Sheetal.
When we say that we develop interest in pets and plants, that means that we have stopped looking inwards and we are losing, the relationships are not working. That's why we are getting tantalized by them.
No, I don't put it so bluntly, Sheetal. You can't say everybody interested in pets and plants.
Exactly, that is what I want.
It is like when we have a lot of demands in life and those demands are not met, we will constantly be in search of something or somebody to fulfill those demands. So first and foremost, we will go to our family, like spouses and things like that, parents, spouses, things like that. But if you feel that is not really working, then you go to keep going lower and lower in the hope of imposing our demands on people. And so then you go to children, because children are within, your authority. So you impose your demands upon them. It's sometimes very cruel what parents do to children. They impose those demands upon them. And then sometimes the children don't listen. They also grow up. Then now what are you left with? Then you can impose your demands on a pet. And even the pets get they don't listen to their masters after some time, because it's all nonsense relationships, right? And so you go to plants. But the converse is not true. I mean, there are many people, like take somebody like Salim Ali. He spent his life looking at birds. But that was not, may not have been a dependence. I'm talking, this is only from the way of dependence, from understanding how the mind works, which is different from a genuine love for animals or a genuine love for plants, or even a genuine love for family. Okay. It is the opposite of this whole thing of demands.
More obsession and dependent, more obsessive and dependent.
I can't hear you, Malati, 1 second. There seems something wrong over here. Can you say it, Malati, whatever you were saying?
It's more an obsession. It's like being obsessed with something, or more demanding, rather than, as you said, when the converse, you can do.
You're just repeating what I'm saying?
It's more obsessive. It's more obsessive.
Okay. Obsessive, yeah. Whatever demands at whatever level it is. But you are making a demand. You want somebody to do something.
Yes.
And they're not doing it. So you keep on looking for somebody who will. And so you come down the ladder in terms of how much I can impose my own authority. Some people are obsessed with their staff only because they can impose their authority on them.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Sheetal, are you okay?
Yes, Janki ji. So does that mean that we are less living in the present and not going introvert and thinking and looking around what is happening?
No. The
No, when we
converse
are
is not true.
Okay.
Because it's possible, that you become introverted by being with plants or with animals, but that is very different from making a demand on them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Janki.
Okay. So now that we are extroverted, what happens as a consequence is what he is doing in the next paragraph. Who will read the next paragraph? Bharat, you want to read? Go ahead.
The extroverted nature makes it difficult for you to investigate your weaknesses and take corrective measures. Instead, you find faults in others. You are able to do this with ease, but your own imperfections, even if they be several times magnified, remain obscure. This grave flaw in human beings is well brought out by John Gay in his poem, The Turkey and the Ant. The poet describes a turkey in a barn, tired of eating grain. It decided to leave the barn and seek a variety of food. The young ones followed the mother bird. They soon reached a hill full of black ants. The turkey started devouring them and bid her young ones eat freely. For a breakfast, they consumed numberless ants. The turkey was quite unaware of the massacre it was committing. Ironically, it cursed man for gluttony in consuming turkey for Christmas, a sin that seemed nothing compared to its devastating consumption for breakfast. The poem highlights this problem of recognizing one's own faults. So the summary would be that we're so extrovert that we're only able to see the faults in others and we can point them out easily, and we stay unaware of our own faults.
Did you summarize? I didn't hear you if you had summarized.
Okay, I'll repeat it. Can you hear me?
Jyoti?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we are our nature is so extrovert that it is very easy for us to find faults in others and point them out and stay unaware of our own faults.
Very good. How true this is, huh? To be able to see yourself as being in the wrong is almost impossible. But seeing the ant and the turkey. The course in the academy starts with the turkey and the ant. And it's the story of this turkey and the ant. Who will read the poem? Anyone is good at reading poems? Who will read the poem?
May I?
Yes, please do.
The turkey and the ant. In other men, we faults can spy and blame the mote that dims their eye. Each little speck and blemish find, to our own stronger errors blind. A turkey tired of common food forsook the barn and sought the wood. Behind her ran her infant train, collecting here and there a grain. Draw near, my birds, the mother cries. This hill delicious fare supplies. Behold the busy Negro race. See, millions blacken all the place. Fear not, like me with freedom eat. An ant is most delightful meat. How blessed, how envied were our life, could we but scape the poulterer's knife. But man, cursed man on turkey preys, and Christmas shortens all our days. Sometimes with oysters we combine, sometimes assist the savory shine. From the low peasant to the lord, the turkey smokes on every board. Sure men for gluttony are cursed, of the 7 deadly sins the worst. An ant who climbed beyond her reach, thus answered from the neighboring beech. Ere you remark another's sin, bid thy own conscience look within, control thy more voracious bill, nor for a breakfast nation's kill. John Gay.
Such a lovely poem on how our life is. We tend to see other people's faults far more clearly than we are able to see our own. That's, he's referring to the Bible when he says this. He says, Christ has said this, that look at the huge log in your eye rather than seeing a little thing in somebody else's. So, a turkey tired of common food. A turkey tired of common food. Tired of common food. Reminds you of anything? One word.
Tantalizing, gluttony.
Neutralization.
Neutralization. Very good.
Yes.
Tired of common food.
Yes.
You have a barn food. A barn. A barn is where they stock grains. She doesn't want to be in that barn which has a stock of grains and sought the wood. Wants the food which is in the woods. You have a larder full at home. You don't want any of that. You want to go to Hakkasan, Simpson. I don't know. Which is the top restaurant nowadays? Bottles, soda water bottle wala. Go over there. I don't know. What is it? Jyoti, what's the top restaurant in Bangalore?
Oh, there's so many. Yawacha.
Oh, Yaucha. And what about Deepa? What's the best one in Hyderabad? Or should I be asking you New York?
No. I think Olive.
Olive. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Olive. So we have all the same restaurants all over the country, apparently. So all these top.
Yeah, most of them are changed. Yeah.
Yeah. So all of these, you're going to go there.
Janki ji, even the restaurants face the law of neutralization because it always has to be a new one on the block. So this one has become very popular. Oh no, now you have to go to another. It's the new one.
Yes.
Go to Cheap or Chip or Amici or whichever one that you've been there, done that. Now you have to move on to a next one.
Yes. So a turkey tired of common food. Whatever becomes common, you become tired of. You have lots of it, you're tired with it. You have lots of your spouse, you're tired with your spouse. You have lots of your child, you're tired with your spouse. But lots of Vedanta also, you're tired with Vedanta. A turkey tired of common food forsook the barn and sought the wood. Left the barn. Barn is where they store the grain. So how much food must be there in that? But no, not good enough. And sought the wood. And don't we all, us urban types, want to go into the woods? And we feel if we went to the woods, we would find some happiness that we do not find in the cities. Behind her ran an infant train. Behind her ran an infant train. How these poets are so good at all childish, immature people will follow this thing. Collecting here and there a grain. Draw near, my birds. The one nut does something idiotic. What is the consequence of that thing? All the other nuts also want to go and do that idiotic thing. Okay, so the somebody says, oh, now I don't want to go to this restaurant. That has been there. That's so blasé. Okay, now what do you want to do now? I'm going to that restaurant. It's brand new and I hear it's really good. And that caviar is to die for. Okay, so when everybody has gone to that other restaurant to have this caviar to die for, now why are you going there to die? I can't understand. But okay, go there to die then. Draw near, my birds, the mother cries. This hill delicious fare supplies. And they find that happiness which they were not finding in the earlier place. Say, oh, this is superb. Delicious food, delicious fare this place supplies. Look at this menu. This is superb. See the busy Negro race. See millions blacken all the place. So what is that lovely food that they have seen, these turkeys? They have seen ants, black ants. And they find those black ants delicious. Fear not. Like me with freedom eat. The ant is most delightful meat. Don't be frightened. Don't be hesitant. What are you sitting at home for? Come on, let's go. Let's have some fun. Don't be hesitant. Don't be shy. Don't be frightened. An ant is most delightful meat. Okay, so what has happened so far? She is absolutely thrilled with the food. She's left her old food. She's thrilled with the new food that she has got. And she's recommending this to everybody. But is that where life ends? No. The moment you get what you want, what happens?
You want something else.
Arrogant.
New desire comes.
New desire. You want something else. Now what does she want? How blessed, how envied were our life. Could we but skip the poulterer's knife, Because what a superb life we could have if only the poultry, the butcher wouldn't chop us up. Because that's turkey, right? So the human beings go and eat turkeys. But man cursed man on turkey praise, and Christmas shortens all our days. Christmas, which is such a joyous occasion for most people. For the turkey, it's a very tragic occasion because everybody wants to eat turkey on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Sometimes with oysters we combine, sometimes assist the savory shine. So these are the side dishes with the turkey. I'm sure none of us are very versed with how to eat turkey, but apparently they eat it with oysters and the savory chine, which is a backbone kind of piece. From the low peasant to the lord, the turkey smokes on every board. Every board means on every table, the turkey is eaten at Christmas by everybody, poor people and rich people. Everybody is eating turkey. Some men for gluttony are cursed, of the 7 deadly sins the worst. According to the turkey, the worst of the deadly sins is gluttony. Not murder, not lying, not cheating, but gluttony. Why gluttony?
Because man is eating.
Because it affects her. So we say this is the worst thing. Why is it the worst thing? Because it's interrupting my desire. Otherwise, what's so bad in it? Some men for gluttony are cursed, of the 7 deadly sins the worst. An ant who climbed beyond her reach. An ant who climbed beyond her reach. Who can tell us the truth about ourselves? Is a person who is beyond our reach. What is beyond our reach? A person who is not dependent upon us in any way. Who is this person? Our teacher is not dependent on us in any way. Otherwise, not a teacher. The guru is non-dependent, doesn't need anything from the student physically or emotionally or intellectually. Only such a person is a good teacher because you're out of the reach. Out of the reach means your objectivity is not influenced by the other person. So an ant who climbed beyond her reach, thus answered from a neighboring beach. So she climbed beyond the reach means she went up on a little tree and answered the turkey. What is the turkey's problem in life? He says, look at this horrible man. He's killing us at Christmas time. And he's a gluttonous creature. Gluttonous creature means over-interested in food. And the ant says, hello, ere you remark another's sin, with thy own conscience look within. Control thy more voracious bill, nor for a breakfast nation's skill. Can you imagine? While the turkey is saying that this stupid man is a gluttonous creature, he's over-interested in food, all he thinks of is food, and he's just all the time eating. What is the ant doing at that time? The ant is doing exactly the same thing. Eating up a whole nation of ants. Man is eating one turkey once a year. But the turkey is eating a nation full of ants for just a breakfast. Just one light snack and she's finished off one. And she will do many more such. So what is our moral of the story? That usually, if we see faults in others, we usually have the same fault within ourselves. If I'm an extremely hot-tempered person, your irritable nature, I will see very much. You're such an irritable person you are. Why? Because I'm not. If I'm a gluttonous person, I will see your gluttony because your gluttony will interrupt my gluttony. If I'm money-minded, I will see money-minded people. Whatever I see in others is usually an indication of who or what I am. Both ways, okay? Somebody comes and says to you, you're so sweet, you're so nice. It's an indication of what that person is. Somebody comes to you and says, oh, you're so this or so that. Indication of what that person is. You understand this, that when other people pass comments on me, it reflects on them. And when I pass comments on others, it reflects on me. What I see is a good indication of who I am. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope that you will take some interest in coming for the residential program. Come for as much time as you want, because even I'm giving up now trying to tell people that.
Hello.
What happened, Shilpa? Please, all year round, we're going to do online classes. But at least once or twice a year, please participate in any of the residential programs. People are putting a lot of time and effort in organizing them, because it's useful to spend at least some time with the knowledge, like real time, full day. Okay, so I hope to see you next Saturday.